average. Crash. Road just disappears ahead of me. See, this is good. Got this badass section right after it. Woo! Holy moly. That was freaking terrifying.
Key.
Hello.
বললো না রে শালা
মরো না মানে তুমি খেলতেছো
আর না ইউটিউবে ভিডিও দেখছি
We're gonna throw a digger in at the baba. Grab some water here.
That is extremely generous. I do find it really excels with the turbocharger, and for whatever reason, for me, the turbocharger just seems brutally difficult to find. For the record, I played for about 3 hours with these two guns, and I found the turbocharger once. This leads me to the Devotion, which I think absolutely needs the turbo to be effective, and if you do get a turbocharger, then both the Devotion and the Havoc are more like A+ tier weapons in my mind. The Devotion does have a crazy magazine size if you do get a purple or gold mag, which does lead it to be really nice in terms of the total amount of damage output per magazine, but I also find that this is always feels tough to come. If you are B+ without attachment, now move on to the final B tier weapon, which is the Hemlock at B+. Back the Hemlock has seen better days, so for today, I think the Hemlock is overshadowed by the flatline in the R301. The Hemlock in single-shot fire mode is absurdly good with little recoil. In burst mode, it can dish out a reliable amount of damage at close to mid-ranges. The Hemlock's hipfire, though, is pretty poor in my opinion, but it can work if you are in a pinch. For me, the Hemlock might not be the meta contender, but it is something I do think a lot of people walk over without thinking about. Definitely give it a try, though, and learn how to use it, because as all players should, you should learn how to use every weapon in Apex Legends. Alright, so moving on, we are getting into the A-tier weapons, which I deem to be very good, if not amazing. These are all weapons I pretty much run regularly, and I think you shouldn't be sleeping on them. For starters, let's look at the second shotgun on my list, and this is the Mastiff at a minus. While the aforementioned Peacekeeper saw a drop on my list, the Mastiff actually saw damage is very different. A single shotgun shell at a time means you can continuously push out damage, and it allows you to really sustain a necessarily require second aim for the base. However, if you do get a level 3 mag, it does get 20 total shots, which is quite nice, and this does allow for a really high damage per magazine.
তুমি ইউজ করতে পারো আগে আমি ইউজ করতাম সেই খেলতাম ওটা দিয়া এখন দি পারি না মানে কমাই দিয়েছে এটার কিছু একটা আগে হেডে মারলে না মরে যেত এখন মরে না কয়েকটা মারা লাগে
হ্যাবক এটা
straight up A tier we have a single weapon. This is the brand new Rampage LMG.
Oh no
I personally have been loving this weapon, and I find it extremely strong, and it has an incredible amount of total damage per mag. The charge up ability with a thermite is new and interesting to the point where I really enjoy this mechanic, and it does increase the total DPS by a fair amount. This charge up also allows players that run this to be a little bit more creative with their inventory management. I think it's a great mid-range contender that does lack a little bit in the close range, which for me gives it a little bit of a knock on my list. Since fire rate lends itself well to not needing to carry more ammo. All in all, I think it's a great gun, and I think they were incepted into the game. Finally, we have two weapons at A+, which are borderline S tier for me, and this is both the always been on top and the
S tier Wingman.
Let's start with the Wingman, a weapon that has pretty much always been on top of my tier list, and it's a weapon that has really been widely used since Apex Legends came out. Right now, I think the Wingman is incredible. The boosted loader gives it an extra
Wingman.
This is absolutely insane. I think overall the Wingman is probably the highest most skill weapon in the game, and those that are
Nah, wingman
consistently
use
hitting
korbe
shots
antike.
will reap the benefits of
Mozambique
this.
use korbe
I
na.
generally don't put it in S tier though because it does require an absorbent amount of skill to
Wingman তো ওই যে
craft
আমরা
this
দেখছি
weapon, which I
15
think the
15টা
majority
কিল
of
লইছে
players
ওই
just
তো
won't be
উইংম্যান
able
ইউজ
to achieve.
করতো
But that doesn't mean you shouldn't use it, because you should use it and you should try to learn it and use it well.
এদিকে ফ্ল্যাট লাইন আর R31 ইউজ করতে
L-Star.
বলতেছে
I had
বেশি
a brutally difficult time determining where
L-Star.
to put this weapon. For me, I
না
couldn't put it
ফ্ল্যাট
above.
লাইন আর
আরে
R31
L-Star,
That recoil
L-Star.
control. A few of the weapons above
দেখতাছি
it
আর
do
কি।
have. Plus, it isn't quite as fast.
L-Star যেটা আমি ইউজ করি তুমি তো ওইটা ইউজই করো না তো লাইট জ্বালা তোমার
I
পছন্দ
mean, this.
আরে ভাই এই
It is that
ভোল্ট
time, the
ওয়েপন
best
গুলো আগে
weapons in
সবচেয়ে
Apex
ফালতু
Legends
গানগুলো
Season
আছে
10. As
এখন
we
তো
said
এগুলো
earlier,
ড্যামেজ
there are a
বাড়িয়ে
ton
দিয়েছে
of start off with the bolt, but this was about it. The
তো
purple
এটাই
bolt
ব্যবহার
gave us
করি
tier
ডিভোশন
9
এরপর
plus,
L-Star
accurate in your shots. I
ছেলেকে
was
L-Star
kind of
দিয়ে কোনো
thinking that
ই
they
নাই
really does get. Let's
যত
now
মন
talk
চায়
about
তত
a duo
মারা
of
যায়
SMGs. This
তুই
is both
একটু
the
ছেড়া
bolt for
ছেড়ে
range,
খেলে
but in
বুলেট
the
যাবো
Volt East or Thirst Absolute. Flatline is the new entry to
Flatline.
SMG for me. While I had
Flatline
this,
is tier.
I honestly believe it is the best mid to close range hybrid weapon in the game. It's always been my personal favorite gun.
কি
in the
কবে
game.
ফ্ল্যাট
The
লাইন
Flatline
মানে
just
কি
melts that
দুই
close
দুই
range
দুই
hip fire,
দুইটা
and it
কম্বো
gives a
কইতাছো
lot of
তুমি
SMGs a
না
run
না
for their
এগুলো
money.
স্টার
On top
ওয়েপন
of this,
কম্বো
a
কেন
good player that learns the recoil can control this thing to another level at mid-range, which makes it extremely
Mid-range এ
versatile
সেই
and a
একটা
great choice to pick up. I do think newer players will struggle with the recoil of this gun, but I don't really think it's overly complicated, and I would highly recommend you learn this weapon
স্পিকার অনেক
because it's
কঠিন
one of the
একটা গান
best in the
মিয়া
game.
কি করা লাগে
The first
রিলোড করা
saying
লাগে
this weapon is virtually well, it's just too good to not pick it up. I will say though, it's just absolutely insane on mouse and key I find when I am playing that. And finally, you betcha, no surprise here, we have the R301 returning to the S plus tier as
হ্যাঁ
it is
S
just
প্লাস
the
আর
king of
থ্রি ওয়ান
weapons.
দিছে যেটা
The
দিয়ে আমি খেলাই পারি
R301
না
is my number one recommended gun for both new and experienced players. It has a generous magazine size, solid damage, and is one of the easiest to
কইতাছে
control
নতুন
mid-range
player গুলো
weapons that can
R301
be used at
best.
both close and long ranges as well. In my opinion, there's no better tried and true weapon in all the
R301
Apex
দিয়ে তো আমিও
Legends that
পারি
pretty
না
much anyone
মানে
can
দূরে
use, and I
দূরে
think
দূরে
it's
মারা
evident
যায়
by
না
we seeing this being
আরে ভাই
used
এমন
by
শেষ
pro
হয়ে যায়
players in competitive
আরে এমন
and
খেল
new
সরিয়ে
players in pubs.
সরিয়ে
But in conjunction with the Flatline, I think
অতিরিক্ত
these weapons
স্পিড
are honestly all you really need if you are looking for some mid-range to close-range beamers. And all in all, I do think the R301 is the most typical AR in all of Apex, but the cast it now have on so many good weapons in Apex. Loving the Rampage. Wondering what weapons you should pick up to gain some confidence and skill? I would absolutely encourage you to pick up the R301 for a mid-range pickup, the Volt for a close-range SMG that can have a little bit more reliability, and then the longbow sniper rifle if you do want to try out sniping. These, I think, are the easiest and most useful guns in the game, and I think they are really going to
Wingman
help you
সবাই
cover all ranges
follow
until you
করে
really get a
Wingman
little bit more skill, and then you can try out something like the R99 or the Prowler or even the Flatline. If you ever need someone to play with, if you're looking to team up with someone that isn't randoms, hop into our community Discord. We just crossed 2,300 or so members over there, and I will see you live in the Twitch streams, everyone. Peace out.
আমার নয় একটা R301 আর র্যাম্পেজ লওয়া দরকার র্যাম্পেজ হলো লং রেঞ্জের লিগা আর হলো R301 হলো শর্ট রেঞ্জের লিগা
হোল্ডারটা চেঞ্জ
What's
করা
going on,
যায়
everyone? I hope you're doing well. Today we're taking a look
They
at what
do.
legends
Voltage
I
change
recommend
করা
you
যায়
unlock
মানে?
first if you are a newer.
এখন এমনি নরমালি যেমন মানে ক্লিক করতে হয় না আর শুনছি হোল্ডারটা বলে চেঞ্জ করা যায় দেখি তো এই তো হোল্ড করে দিলেই হয়ে যায়
হোল্ড করে দিলে হয়ে যায় মানে
আরে ভাই মাউস কিবোর্ড অপশনে যায় তোমার টগলে দেওয়া থাকে তা তুমি হোল্ডে দিয়ে রাখবা তাহলে
ওটা বি প্রেস করলে হয়ে যায়
বি না ওটা সিঙ্গেল মোড বি প্রেস করলে সিঙ্গেল ফায়ার মোড হয়ে যায় ভালো করে
তো আর
যায়
কি
দেখো
করতে হইব
ভালো করে যায় দেখো তোমার এটা টগলে যায় রাইট ক্লিক দেবো তুমি টগল না দিয়ে এটা সে হোল্ডের মধ্যে দিলে হোল্ড অপশনে পড়বো আচ্ছা মনে হয় শ্যাডো ব্যান অফ হয়েছে দেখি তো
তাহলে এক মিনিট আমি আমার